From the studio of South Asia Views.
Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee has criticized the state budget for 2022-23 by saying that the government resorted to too much borrowing, which will only bring additional burden to the state. Manuel Badwar, Congress member, while briefing the media person on Thursday, 10th of March 2022 in Shillong, said that the budget lacks vision and initiatives to overcome the current crisis that has been brought by COVID, and it fails to address the issues of unemployment, employment generation, and in providing sustainable opportunities for the people. He also pointed out that the Congress do not see much initiative in bettering health and living condition of the people, whereas this budget only highlighted many of CM's achievements. However, the fundamental macroeconomics of the state, as one would deduce from the budget, raise many red flags.
With a lot of interest, and clearly we found out that the budget lacks certain vision and initiatives to overcome the current crisis that we had faced due to COVID. And on the basis of that, I think it fails to look at the various opportunities that might be available when it comes to issues of unemployment, employment generation, or even providing sustainable opportunities for the public at large. So these are some of the important things that we thought we should look at. He highlighted many on his achievements, okay? However, the fundamental of macroeconomics itself of the state that we could deduce at least from the budget had a lot of red flags. Now, some of these red flags that we saw is that the fiscal deficit itself has gone up, right? So it now stands at 1,849 crores, which is up from the previous year. And it seems that the focus of this government actually is to increase the borrowings rather than to generate internal fundings, so that has resulted to an increase in the interest payment itself. So we are saying that the increase in interest payment has gone up to 110 crores and also accompanied by loan repayment, which is 946 crores. And if you look at this loan component itself, it is constituting to a very large extent to the deficit itself, okay? So which translates that we are not in a very good position because we are dependent on loans. And the worst part is not a major chunk, but a quite sizable amount of the loans that has been taken also is actually from more expensive sources. So when we say more expensive sources, it means that we have taken loan for the example from an organization called HUDCO, which is 800 crores of loan that we've taken from there, and is much more expensive. And the loan repayment that will translate in the future years to come will definitely impact our financial stability. So that is one thing that we obviously had to point out. And obviously now it is allowed that the increase of borrowings is also there. So there has been an increase borrowings to 2,630 crores this year, from what we used to do from the last year, which is 2,244 crores. And that also will definitely impact us in the years to come. Being a state that is more dependent on such things, I think it is not prudent on the part of the government to actually keep on increasing these borrowings year on year. Our revenue expenses as well has also gone up. Compared to the revenue expenses that we used to have, we have the revenue expenses this year has increased by 10% over last year, whereas the revenue receipts has increased by only 5%. Okay, so these actually are being used at non-productive nature kind of expenses. So our revenue receipts has gone up primarily because of so when we say that the our revenue receipt has not gone up, has actually not gone up to that extent because of our inability to do a tax collection. We seem to be spending more on festivities and other soft items that does not translate to capital infrastructure building. So we can't just keep on spending money on things that are, festivities in nature and so on and so forth. We should also try to spend our money in terms of things which is probably going to be for development purposes even within the family. So just to give you an example, the same thing applies to the state. So, but then we are not able to receive the same amount of revenue from tax collection and so on and so forth, and we're becoming more and more dependent on loans. So our capital expenditure has actually gone down from 3,647 crores in 2021-22 and now to 3,505 crores in 2022-23. In fact, in all the budgets in the previous years that has been presented by the Chief Minister himself, there has been an increase in revenue expenditure in percentage terms to capital expenditure. And this is a well-known fact, right? That an increase in capital expenditure actually leads to what we call as asset creation, job creation, infrastructure development, and thereby it actually helps in propelling our economy trajectory.
From the studio of South Asia Views.